Hello again. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. A large portion of the average population is getting left behind as the expected number of wealthy people rises continuously. If you fall into this category, it's most likely because you're not doing something right. I'll try to rectify that today, though. After watching this video, you'll be aware of all the most effective ways to increase your financial situation. So, keep watching. Number 1. Educate yourself as much as possible. If we ever want to improve our financial situation, we need to start with our thinking. Finding out the fundamentals of finances can help you start changing your perspective. It's absurd that some people have jobs but still have no idea how to handle simple tasks like filing taxes. Even while some people opt to disregard this or believe they can simply hire someone to do it for them, this is the incorrect strategy. It is a good idea to familiarize yourself with the process or, at the very least, learn how to file your own taxes. Also, familiarize yourself with such fundamental phrases as income, costs, net worth, return on investment, passive income, financial independence, etc. Additionally, read every book on finance you can find. If reading isn't your thing, you can tune into podcasts or anything else that can educate you about money. Continually learning is the goal. While doing so, you should exercise caution because as the internet is a wealth of knowledge, some of which is accurate and some of which is false. An excellent bet is to look into successful investors if you want to learn the best ways, as they should have some very enlightening things to say that you can learn from. Keep an eye on their blogs and social media profiles and any other means of keeping up with them and what they are doing currently. Learn and implement their ways. Number 2. Establish a reliable source of regular income. If you wish to be wealthy one day, you must first have a strategy to get there. You don't just wake up one day and start building wealth. The first thing you'll need is a game plan, which should take into account your intended source of revenue, whether it be a regular employment or a side hustle. Once you have accumulated enough savings, you should begin looking for ways to turn your savings into something more significant. This could entail purchasing stock, launching a company, or completing the training necessary to become certified in a high-paying skill. Whichever one you choose, be sure you prepare ahead of time in case it doesn't work out and you have to start over at square one and try again. Number 3. Create a budget and follow it. Some individuals believe, for some reason, that having a budget is unpopular and that the idea that keeping a budget and putting a cap on your expenditures is being overly demanding of yourself. But they fail to recognize the wealth of advantages budgeting offers. The first step is developing discipline so that you can prevent yourself from overspending on non-priorities. There is no doubt that doing this will help you increase your wealth and savings. The 50-30-20 guideline is something I personally follow because it's straightforward but incredibly efficient. For necessities like rent, food, and medical care, 50% of my income is used. 20% of my income goes to savings, and 30% is spent on things I need, like entertainment or shopping. You'll observe steady monthly wealth growth if you organize your income in this manner. It will appear rather simple. In fact, spending less money and saving more is the basic goal of budgeting. The only real distinction is that saving is significantly more advantageous than spending. It essentially amounts to trading one thing for another. Saving as much as you can will get you where you want to be much faster. Number 4. Make an emergency fund. Let's say you drive a Toyota Corolla from the early 2000s that has been reliable for you throughout the years. But it's becoming old, and it's starting to have some issues lately. You heavily rely on it for work and commuting because it's the only vehicle you have. You wouldn't be able to replace it if anything horrible were to happen since you wouldn't have the money. Then one day the worst happens and your car does break down. You don't know where the money will come from, and the repair cost is very expensive. Your only options are to sell an investment to pay for the repair or take on debt that will require you to pay a high interest rate. You need to set up an emergency fund if you want to prevent having to make such difficult choices. In life, anything can happen. In the car example I gave, what would happen, for instance, if you had no insurance and your car broke down in the middle of nowhere? The emergency fund would have been invaluable at this point and would have prevented a crisis. Simply put, this is a fund you should maintain on hand to assist you when unanticipated events arise and you need money right away. Although some astute investors have already made that decision and have an emergency fund, they occasionally forget that a decent emergency fund should be able to last you for 6 to 12 months of living expenses. The recent epidemic, when many lost their jobs and had no source of income, made the necessity for such a fund abundantly evident to many individuals. Your emergency fund can simply be placed in your savings account, where it will be simpler to access if necessary, once you've begun to accumulate it. Number 5. Investing. It's safe for you to begin investing now that you have a reserve for emergencies so that your money can start to increase. There are many possibilities available where you can choose to invest your money, but first you'll need to conduct your research because you wouldn't want to invest in something you won't be able to maintain. Buying equities on the stock exchange is a good way to start investing in stocks. In case you weren't aware, owning stock is like to owning a portion of the business. As a result, you will benefit from even the smallest increase in share price as well as dividend payments. Occasionally, they carry a higher risk than bonds, but the firm determines what those risks are. You can select bonds if you don't feel comfortable with stocks. These function as informal documents from the government or business that acknowledge debt, or IOUs. In theory, when you purchase bonds, the issuer always promises to return your money to you with a profit after a specified time period. In order to avoid any surprises, you'll also need to conduct thorough research on the bonds you're purchasing. Learn about the assigned bond rating agencies. Choose mutual funds as an alternative. You buy a pool of securities in this case, to put it simply. Bonds, stocks, or a combination of both are typically included. Mutual funds carry a fair amount of risk but also offer excellent long-term returns. All three perform well, but they are still dangerous, which is something you as a novice investor need to be aware of. Investing at the proper time is all that is necessary. Number 6. Automate your finances. The majority of us are aware of how difficult managing money can be. There are moments when it seems like there is too much, from the bills and debts to the savings and investments. Due to our tendency to be overly busy, we occasionally end up spending money we weren't supposed to or failing to pay some payments that we missed or forgot about. There are a few ways to accomplish this automatically, which is fortunate for you. Numerous financial advisors would advise having a fixed amount taken out of your paycheck each month to pay for your bills, savings, and investments. No payday will pass if you turn on this option without you splitting it equally. The more often you do this, the more accustomed you will become to it, and soon, you won't even realize how much money you've saved from your salary. I think this is absolutely genius. It's the classic epitome of working smarter rather than harder. Number 7. Make sure you have a good retirement fund. A fantastic approach to grow your cash into millions is to consistently save money, and over time, using compound interest, it grows. Most people that save money for retirement are usually fully aware of this. Utilizing a 401k plan or an IRA are a couple of highly popular ways to do this. The employer provides each employee with a 401k account to aid in saving money for retirement. Usually, the funds are invested wisely in bonds, mutual funds, equities, guaranteed investment contracts, target date funds, or your employer's stock. With this strategy in place, you can deduct a portion of your pay that will be invested and then added to your retirement fund. The best feature of a 401k plan is that you may decide whether to be taxed initially or after you withdraw your retirement funds. The other is a Roth IRA, a retirement plan that offers tax benefits and allows for contributions with lower tax burdens. You should choose a Roth IRA since you won't have to pay taxes on your retirement withdrawals if you do so. You must be at least 59 years old to qualify, and that's all. Remember that there is always a penalty for withdrawing the retirement amount prior to the retirement age. Number 8. Diversify. You've probably heard the saying, never put all your eggs in one basket. As you can see, there is much more to this straightforward aphorism. It basically means, from a business standpoint, that you shouldn't put all of your money in one particular investment. I'm aware that some could argue that investing all of your funds in one location will increase your wealth. However, doing this will decrease your overall financial stability. It is expected that certain businesses may fail or that the market will decline sharply, but it will still come as a shock to you if all of your money is invested in those businesses. The greatest method to protect your assets is to diversify your financial portfolio so that, in the event of a loss, you'll still have something to fall back on. When you diversify your investments, it spreads your money out into several different investment avenues and reduces your risk of loss. It also increases your chances for a larger total gain in whole. Number 9. Research potential sources of passive income. If you're serious about building your wealth, then research ways to earn passive income. You can earn money this way even while you sleep. Even though having a well-paying job is acceptable, you should honestly consider whether it is all you really need. Passive income comes in month after month, not dependent on you selling your time or services for a certain amount as with a job. Look for something part-time that won't take your complete concentration and will earn you some money even while you're sleeping. Many choices are available right now, including drop shipping, marketing, selling digital goods, and blogging. Buying real estate is the most effective and profitable strategy to generate a passive income. Even while they seem like a simple way to make money, passive income opportunities can demand a lot of time and effort, and some require a lot of money up front. Also, they can take years to implement and build up to. I know that if you can discover a means to generate some passive income, you'll be in a better position than the majority who are solely dependent on their full-time employment. Number 10. Use a Robo Advisor. It can be difficult to manage a business at times, especially if you don't have all the knowledge. Thankfully, there are now experts for that, so for the sake of everyone, no one should struggle with their bond ETFs or IRAs. Online surveys are used by the Robo Advisor to simply collect information from clients and execute the appropriate transactions on their behalf. The Robo Advisor will make the right investing choices for you, despite the fact that many people don't trust them. Once you have mastered all of these, you can move on to think about the paths that wealthy people take to increase their fortune. Money makes more money. Having a good job with a great salary sometimes is not enough. Aim higher. If you want to know more, please check out the video popping up here along with all the other videos on my channel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon to be notified when I release new content. Have an awesome day and I'll see you in the next video.